WindSync does several festivals throughout the year where we don't just play with each other, we play with other musicians, which is always fun for us because, sometimes we need to branch out and play with some string players and play with some pianists. But when that happens, it's a lot of just like the structure, right? You focus more on that. You focus more on like, we gotta, play this piece together. And how do we do that in such a short amount of time? And so then once we get that baseline structure, then like maybe the dress rehearsal, we can start being a little bit more free because then everybody knows, that, oh, we can rely on each other for the structure. Now, when you're doing a long-term group, like WindSync has been around for now 11 seasons, I think. I don't know. But anyway, a long time. So we get into this groove, where we have, we've rehearsed it a lot. And not only that, we've performed our pieces a lot. And we also memorize everything, or most everything we perform. So we know a lot about what the other people are, like all their parts, everything that we need to know about other people's parts, we know. So you can take a lot more liberties in a performance sometimes. Like, for instance, our flute player likes to kind of throw little ditties in there sometimes in performance. And sometimes I echo him, and we know the music well enough, we've played it so many times that I can kind of, like bounce off of whatever he decides to throw at me. And so that's kind of in the long term, the way that we approach playing together and rehearsing together, because when you know the music so well and you know your colleagues so well, you can do that. There's also a funny story, like just like knowing each other's parts so well, like I guess it's not that funny, but our clarinetist on one tour threw out his back or had problems with his back, so he actually had to leave mid-tour. And so we didn't have enough time to get a sub. So the four of us just kind of divvied up the clarinet part, and we just played a concert without the clarinetist because we just knew each other's parts so well. And that is something you can only do if you're playing with the group long term. It's not something you can do whenever you're just like, okay, we're going to play a concert in 3 days and we've just met each other, So there are definitely different mindsets, I think, that you take whenever you approach the new groups versus like your old pals that you've been playing with forever. And it's fun, actually. It's kind of refreshing sometimes to play with new groups because then you don't go back to the old, like, oh, this person likes this person likes this. It's like, oh, what do you guys like? I don't know you at all. Tell me, I'm interested to see what you have, to bring.